Our facial muscles of expression are said to be the most significant muscles we have as human beings in our heads. The muscles of the facial expressions differ from all the other muscles because instead of inserting into our bones, they will insert into our skin. Because these muscles will insert into the skin, we are able to have a wider variety of movements in our face and emotional expressions. Zygomatus muscle will draw the corners of the human mouth both outward and forward and can be referred to as a smiling muscle. When we pucker our lips, we use our buccellarius oris muscle that can be referred to as a kissing muscle. In our cheeks, we will find the buenator muscle that is responsible for puffing out the cheeks of our face and is called the trumpetier's muscle. The frontalis muscle will raise our eyebrows, and the rhallis muscle can be known as a false smiling muscle and is responsible for drawing the corners of our mouth laterally as intention. The ptasis muscle will pull the lower lip down as well as back and give us a horror look. When we either chew or grind our food, we use a group of muscles called the muscles of mastication. The temporalis muscle is so named because you can find it attached to the temporal bone. The word master is named from a Greek word meaning chewer. The patellar muscles are named for one of their attachments, which is the pterygoid and wing-shaped portion of the sphenoid bone. The top of our head is covered by a combination of two muscles, the frontal and the occipitalis muscle. You will also find a tendinous sheet of tissue over the top of the cranium called the galla appendicular. This entire structure is often referred to as the optical frontalis of Epicurus. Another important muscle of the neck area is the sternocleidomastoid mastoris. This is a rather large muscle that is important to us for the movement of our head. This muscle, also noted for the widest part of our neck, is marked by the distance between the lateral margins of the two muscles. In the front of our neck, we will find the region referred to as anterior cervical triangle. This marks a very important landmark for an embalmer because this is where we find the carotid artery and the jugular vein for injection and drainage. The pectoralis muscle. The pectoralis major is one of the four important muscles that is located in the anterior chest region. This muscle is responsible for moving our arm. Also in the thoracic region, we will find both the internal and external intercostals, which are responsible for the expansion and retraction of the thoracic area that occurs when we are breathing. It also takes the help of both the phrenic muscle and the diaphragm to be able to breathe in and release air. In the center of the diaphragm, we will find a sheet of tendons called the central tendon. The muscles of the abdomen tend to be arranged in several layers with muscle fibers that run at different angles that is strong for the protection of our organs. The rectus abdominis will run from the sternum and the rib cage to the pubic bone. The internal and external applique runs at angles down the anterior lateral part of the abdomen with transverse muscles below them. The pes major runs from the lumbar vertebrae down to the femoral. The two significant muscles of the back are the trapezius and the latissimus dorsi. Another group of muscles in the back that run vertically from the lower back to the superior vertebrae and ribs in the erector spinae. The deltoid is a large muscle that is triangular shaped and makes up the mass area of the shoulder. The tres major muscle runs from the scapula to the upper part of the humerus that helps to move the upper arm. The upper arm also contains several muscles which are involved in flexing and extending the elbow joint. The flexors on the anterior surface will include the brachialis and biceps brachii. On the back of the humerus, we will find the triceps brachii that extend to the elbow joint. The gluteus maximus muscle will make up the bulk of our buttocks area. The medial side of our thighs is occupied by a group of muscles called the abductors that are involved in the abduction of our legs. This group will contain the abductor longus and abductor magnus muscle. The rectus femoris is one of the four quadriceps muscles And the bicep femoris is one of our thigh muscles that is located posterior or the back of our thigh. The sternocleidomastoid muscle is one of 3 different hamstring muscles that is located at the base of our thighs. The semimembranous muscle is the most medial of our 3 hamstring muscles. The popliteus muscle in our leg is used when we walk to unlock our knee. The tibialis anterior will originate in the upper 2/3 of the lateral surface of the tibia and inserts into our foot bones. The gastrocnemius muscle is a superficial 2-headed muscle that is in our back part of our leg. The soleus muscle is our plantar flexor muscle in our ankle that will exert powerful forces to our ankle bone.